What's going on, world? Dre Parker here, your money, legacy, and life coach. Today, I'm gonna drop some good jewels for you to understand that you need five components to building generational wealth. You know, there's a lot of talk on the internet about generational wealth. It's like the latest buzzword, but what does that really mean? And how do you really do it, right? So many gurus out there saying, do this, do that. I'm gonna give you these five components, and I promise you, you will be the legacy creator for your family. The first one is mindset. Now, mindset is so important. A lot of people think it's cliche, right? But I grew up poor, right? I grew up to a single mom in the projects. So my mindset was not on generational wealth. If you talked about legacy, it was old pictures and photo albums of people that I just did not know, right? So mindset is important. You got to shift from poverty to abundance, right? You got to think selfless. You got to think 100+ years. So mindset is the first thing. You will never get to generational wealth if you don't develop the mindset. Number two is about your family mission, vision, and statement of identity, right? We have businesses, we have our mission statement, we have these vision statements, but think about it. You have a family, right? So many of us create this family environment, but we don't have a mission. Like, what is our family gonna be responsible for? What's the vision? How are we gonna get there? And more importantly, the statement of identity. So you gotta make sure you have an identity out in the world. A lot of times we have your last name out here just having no identity. So you gotta make sure that you create, capture, and collect your family story. How many of us grew up and your grandmother said, baby, look at this picture. This is your great-great-grandma so-and-so. Well, how do you know this person? So that's very important. Now, number three, building and buying assets, right? It's about building and buying something that you own. So when you're thinking about building and buying assets, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Most people think about real estate, but you forget about the components of life insurance, right? Stocks and bonds, all these alternative investments. And you gotta remember this, you can buy your net worth, right? Building the net worth and buying your net worth is all about being able to pass something down. You can't pass down your job that you worked for 40 years. You gotta build and you gotta buy the right assets. All right, here's the next one. You gotta create the infrastructure. Now, what do I mean by this? You gotta make sure that you have your corporate structure when you're a business owner. You gotta make sure that you have the wills in place, the trust in place. You're building and you're buying these assets, you gotta make sure that you protect these assets in the right legal infrastructure. A lot of people are dying and leaving no will, no trust, no instructions for the next generation. So you gotta create the right infrastructure for generational wealth. The last part is not about a family tree, it's about a family hub, or what I like to call a generational wealth hub. Within this hub, you got the parent, you got the principles that your family have, and you got the property. Now, I want you to think about it like this. When you have this generational wealth hub, the parents are ultimately going to leave the hub. So what's left? You got the principles, you got the purpose of your family, and you got the property. So a lot of times we're thinking about passing down things, but think about this generational hub, right? The parents leave, they leave their family mission and vision statement, all those things within the hub. And once this generation explodes with kids and grandkids and great-great-grandkids, you have this center hub. That way you can continue to build generational wealth from generations to come. Make sure that you are using these five components to build generational wealth. And also remember this, it's not about just preparing the wealth for the family, it's about preparing the family for the wealth. Make sure that you guys, wherever you're seeing this on any platform, you click that button, you go to the bio, you click the link, get in touch with us. Financial Pro Network, we are here to change the game. We are here to change the environment. I see you guys at the top because the bottom is way too crowded with excuses. Let's go.